Welcome to the IMUS program, Senator John McCain. Good morning, Senator McCain.
Good morning, Don. How are you?
I'm fine, sir. How are you?
How are things at the ranch?
They're fine. So.
Have you had any rain?
It rained this morning.
That's good.
We've had a couple of inches of rain here in the past week or so.
Well, I'm glad to hear it. And these are interesting times, and I know you'd like to discuss the quote agreement, and I think it's very important that we do reach an agreement. And I think when you look, and I'm looking right now at Fox Business, it says Dow futures up 157. I think if we had not reached an agreement, you would have seen that arrow in the opposite direction, and pretty steeply so.
So you think we have a deal?
Yeah.
And that that the House and the Senate both will vote to support this deal, right?
Yeah, I don't think it'll be easy. I think that there are things that both sides don't like. I kind of get the impression that the left likes it less than the right, but I also know that there are some members in House and Senate on the Republican side that are demanding the passage of a balanced budget amendment to the Constitution through the Congress, and that's just not realistic. That would require 20 Democrat votes to pass a balanced budget amendment, i.e. 67 votes through the Senate, and the votes aren't there. But to have a vote on the balanced budget amendment, I'm for, and I believe that a balanced budget amendment should be enacted, and I think we can have it enacted over time. But to demand that it be part of this deal is frankly not a realistic approach.
Because I was talking to Neil Cavuto several times this morning. He's a pretty smart guy, you know, and
he's
pretty much
smart. He's very smart.
And he's not doesn't appear to be pushing one agenda or the other.
Right. He does.
And I said, well, I got up this morning because I'm not following the minutia of this. The cowboys out here at the ranch don't either, and the people in Albuquerque and around. I mean, some do, but most of the people in this country now are not. All they want to know is, do we have a deal or not? And they couldn't explain to you much about it, nor could I. But I get up this morning and I see that we have a deal, but then Neil explains to me, just as you sort of did, that it easily could come unraveled. I don't know if you're suggesting it easily could, but it could, right?
I think anything, it's not over till it's over, obviously,
Yeah.
in the words of Yogi Berra, but I think it is very likely because there is no other alternative, number one. Number two is that it does not increase taxes, which was a fundamental position the president held, that he wanted taxes raised, and ours that it shouldn't. I'm concerned about a triggering mechanism that would cut too much out of defense. There are things in there not to like, but overall, I don't know of another proposal. By the way, this is basically what Senator McConnell had proposed a couple of weeks ago, and I'd also point out the approval rating of Congress is extremely low. I guess ask those ranch hands what they think of how Congress does business, and the folks in Albuquerque, and I think you'd get a very negative reaction.
Yeah.
I think last poll I saw, there's 18% approval rating of Congress, and I haven't met anybody in the 18% category, and they expect us to go to Washington and get things done. But at the same time, we've got to stop this spending spree we're on. We've got to stop mortgaging our children's futures. At least in this deal, you are cutting the budget more than you are increasing the debt limit. And so there's some things not to like. There are other things to like, and at least we have resolved an impasse for a period of time.
I'm talking with Senator John McCain here in the IMUS program, who most people don't think is a crook, but they do think a lot of people in Washington are, by the way. So,
yeah.
Quarterly are. So you're reading the Wall Street Journal editorial on the floor of the Senate and referred to the Tea Party people as hobbits, and of course, the way the news gets reported, they had you then referring to them as that, and they all got hysterical. And so my question is, getting beyond that, have the Tea Party people been too unwilling to compromise, or where are you on that?
Well, I think that understandably many of them campaigned by saying that we would get the fiscal house in order and feel that they have to fulfill that commitment. I respect that. I think there you're going to see a split in the Tea Party members over in the House. Some will vote for this bargain. Others will not. As I say, I respect that. But the thing that I was talking about on the floor of the Senate was that the Hobbit is an unreal creature, and it is unreal to say that they can pass a balanced budget amendment through the Senate of the United States as it is presently constituted. I thought that was unfair to tell people that that can happen. It can't until we change the composition of the Senate. So I certainly think it's important for us to tell our constituents what the facts are. And in part of this agreement, there is going to be a vote on the balanced budget amendment, straight up or down vote. I think you will get some Democrat votes, but you're not going to get 20. And so, but we all keep working for a balanced budget amendment. I've voted for it 13 times. I'll take a backseat to no one on being a fiscal conservative. I voted against the Bush tax cuts. I voted against the Medicare Part D because it wasn't paid for. I voted against these pork-laden appropriations bills that went through the Senate during the Bush years and years being Clinton years and have still gone through to some degree now. But look, I think this agreement is something that we can tell the American people that we are getting spending under control if we can fulfill our commitment to them. And that's why I think this agreement is important.
What percentage of your constituents do you actually hear from, do you think? Do you know?
A lot. They are concerned. Well, the people in Arizona are hurting very badly. Almost half the houses are underwater. In Yuma, we have like 20% unemployment. Arizona was at the crest of the housing wave, and they had further to fall. And by the way, until the housing market gets stabilized, we're not going to see a real economic recovery. And I would argue again, what I did during the campaign, go out, buy up people's mortgages, and give them a mortgage that they can afford to make the payments. Not complicated. Everything has gone to Wall Street, and they're doing fine. Main Street in Arizona still hurting very badly.
Thanks for taking the time to talk to me this morning. I still am disappointed that ABBA would be one of your favorite.
I think that the Beatles and ABBA are vying for most listened to, and Elvis. I think those three. But I never claimed to be a sophisticated connoisseur of music.
Baby. Thank you very much, Senator John McCain.
Thank you.
On the IMUS in the Morning program.